Hey there everyone, I'm King Fi, Meteorologist Adam Claibon. Hope everybody has been enjoying this holiday season, all the time off, and for some, well, you had a full work week. For some of us, well, we had a few days off, and some of us, we haven't been working for now a couple of weeks, and we still have family in town. I want to take them up this way to Leavenworth, where you can see the snow is coming down here on Friday. Now, it's going to continue to come down here, and it's probably going to be a bit more than we usually see with some of these systems because we have more of an easterly wind helping to enhance some of the snowfall here. Gorgeous shot in that, and expect quite a bit of it across the mountains as we head here over the next few days. If you have any travel plans there or really anywhere, Stevens Pass, Snoqualmie Pass, a White Pass, we are going to see snow and possibly more of a wintry mix ahead because we are going to get snow levels to start to climb back up to about 4,000 feet here later this afternoon. We'll drop down to 3,500 feet, but we stay right around that 3,500 to 4,000 feet level here throughout the next couple of days. Then Sunday, we start to climb back up to 4,500 feet where we are going to start to quiet things down, and there's a longer stretch of quieter weather later on into next week. But let's get back to what's going to be happening here again over the weekend. We expect today to bring in moderate to heavier rain in the lowlands, some heavier snow across the mountains, and another system behind that to bring us kind of a repeat heading on into the day Saturday. Sunday, things quieting down, and just wanted to give you a quick peek of what's ahead for next week. We'll get back into that here in a second. Hurricane Ridge, all the fresh snow that we've seen here the past day or so, looking nice there. We'll eventually start to see things pick up around Stevens Pass too. Early here into the morning, not terribly bad, but we're definitely going to see that start to decrease as far as how great things are going to be for you traveling across the passes here as we head into the latter part of the morning and early into the afternoon, where you can see Snoqualmie definitely dealing with a little snow and ice showing up on the highway there. Bellingham, we have cloudy skies, and what we're going to expect is that the rain eventually lifts northward into Whatcom County here as we head on into later this afternoon. And yes, we're going to see more of this rain here around Paulsville. As you head south, you see much more of the rain, and that's what we're dealing with here in Seattle. Temperatures in the lower 40s. We got that east wind picking up, something to also consider with this system. A little breezy at times, nothing extreme. But first, back to what we're seeing with the snow levels bouncing up from about 3,000 feet that we had last night up to around the 4,000 foot level here as we head later on into the afternoon. We'll stay around 3,500 to 4,000 feet as we go throughout the rest of the weekend. Doesn't really matter a whole lot later on into next week as things will start to quiet on down. As far as your temperatures, going to be a chilly one again, lower to mid 40s. Not too bad for this time of the year, actually pretty close to seasonal averages. But wanted to point your attention to what's happening here. Snoqualmie Pass, we're at 31 degrees, 29 in Stevens Pass, White Pass at 27 degrees, really close to that freezing point. And we could see not only just some mixing, maybe some freezing rain to go along with the snow here as we go throughout the day because of those snow levels rising as we head on here into the evening. And then you can see more of that easterly flow, again, helping to enhance some of the snowfall here along the eastern slopes of the Cascades. We'll get some here along the western slopes too. It's just not expected to be quite as much. Winds not too bad for the time being. You see generally around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Highest spots though we're going to keep an eye out for North Coast, South Coast, and here along the foothill communities for some of those stronger winds. Radar shows rain and snow coming in from the south. Now, definitely seeing quite a bit more of it here across areas of the Cascades and just east of the Cascades when it comes to that snow. Rain definitely coming down heavily here in some parts of the Kitsap Peninsula as well as King County, where you see some of those darker greens and even some oranges trying to show up here early this Friday. Now, all of this as it heads northward will be part of this system that will be system number one that will help to reduce some of the heavier mountain snow. Eastern slopes, again, more around the crest and the eastern slopes, picking up closer to about that 10-inch range here with this winter weather advisory. This is going to be with us until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We have those elevations above 3,500 feet having the best chances of that. Here along the crest and the western slopes, we'll get closer to that 4 to 6-inch range here for tonight. But there's another system behind that. So if you don't really get hit hard with this first one, we got another one coming in behind that, helping to reinforce another dose of snow as we head on into Saturday. So future wind gust shows here as we head on into later this afternoon that we're going to go from about 35 to 40 miles per hour for those areas such as North Bend, getting closer to Snoqualmie. Enumclaw, Buckley, around these areas here, those foothill communities getting a bit more of those higher wind gusts. Those will start to come on down along with the south coast and the north coast as well. This is early into this afternoon, about 2 to 3 o'clock. A lot of that has died down at that point. So we'll start to see those winds come down to a certain degree, and then we'll head on into the day for tomorrow. We'll keep winds generally between about 5 to 15, maybe getting closer to 20 miles per hour as we head on into more of the daytime hours. But overall, we're not really seeing anything picking up again until we head later on into late tomorrow in the afternoon, into tomorrow evening and tomorrow night as that front will push on by. Now, going back to what we're expecting precipitation-wise, we're going to have moderate to steady rain here across areas of Puget Sound and heading into northwest interior. Now, that's all lifting from south to north. So we'll see that areas here farther south, we'll start to see things let up as we head into the early part of the afternoon. Mid to late afternoon, areas near and north of Seattle still dealing with some of the steady rain here until we head into possibly closer to the sunset hour. We'll also see at the same time some of the mountain snow begin to let up to it at the same time. So if you are trying to travel, head across the mountains. Not going to be impossible early into the day, but definitely going to be a lot easier at this point as the snow won't be coming down as heavily. We'll go throughout the night, see a few spotty showers from time to time. Early tomorrow, I'm not really seeing too much activity until we head into the afternoon hours. 1, 2, 3 o'clock. This is 4 o'clock here. Some steady rain beginning to push its way back into western Washington, and you can see right here across the Cascades, we're starting to pick up on more snow to go along with that. Now that's going to last into tomorrow night and into early Sunday. So that's when we're going to put down that next surge of some fresh snow here across our mountain passes. Things will start to taper off a little bit as we head into the earlier part of Sunday, and generally we're seeing a slowing of the snow across the mountains and the rain here in the lowlands as we go throughout the day on Sunday, and that will be more of our transition day into what's ahead as we expect things to be much drier into next work week. Wanted to show you what we're expecting snowfall wise, generally between about 6 to 12 inches, so a half a foot to a foot for many spots. A little less with those higher snow levels here around Snoqualmie Pass, and then getting closer to more around a foot or just under a foot there at Stevens Pass, closer to 20 inches around Mount Baker. Looks like Crystal Mountain will be up around perhaps 8 to 9 inches. White Pass getting closer to about a foot of snow. And rain here through early Monday morning, looking like we are going to keep that around perhaps a half an inch to an inch, maybe 1.5 inches in a few spots. But pretty widespread with this, unless you're right here along northern Clallam County, where we usually get some of that rain shadowing to affect us. Port Angeles, Sequim, Discovery Bay, Port Townsend only coming in less than half of an inch, possibly more for us here as you get closer to Everett. Forecast today calling for highs in the mid to upper 40s. Still a chilly one, but this is seasonal for this time of the year. Have the rain gear with you because we're going to see it throughout the majority of the daytime hours. And some light showers kind of from time to time, but this will be more spotty in nature as we head into the night as lows drop down into the upper 30s to low 40s. Now, I did say I was going to mention this and show you what's happening later into next week. We have a big ridge of high pressure that's going to be moving in, and that's indicated by some of those deeper reds that you see down this way around California. That's going to be heading our way, and you can see how that bulge eventually starts to take over here across the Pacific Northwest, meaning that with that ridge of high pressure, we're going to get sinking air, which helps to really limit any sort of cloud development and starts to direct a lot of those storms away from our area. That's starting up heading into Monday and will last, looks like, through Tuesday. That's Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock. Into Wednesday, that's 6 o'clock in the morning. Into Thursday, still seeing more of the same. It almost looks like it's getting even stronger, but by the time we do head closer to Friday, you start to see that eventually break down a little bit, and we start to see more of those yellows and oranges, and even some greens starting to work their way back south, which will mean maybe more systems on the way by next weekend. But overall, it's still looking like generally we're going to see a drier and a quieter stretch of weather starting up into Monday into next Thursday. So here's a look at that forecast. Today, tomorrow, definitely the most active days. A little rain still left behind for us heading into Sunday, and then we'll see some of that sunshine, but also some morning fog and some clouds as we start up on Monday through next Thursday with highs in the 40s and the low 50s.